Like the hurricane, the Peter Obi presidential bid continues to gather strength and momentum. In another testimony, the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, has asked all its state structures to activate their local government political committees and mobilize support for Obi and the party across all elective positions in the 2023 elections. The NLC and the Trade Union in Congress, TUC, had earlier declared support for Obi. The NLC also said it will organize a mega rally in support of its deputy president, Nasir Idris, who is a governorship candidate in Kebbi State. So, as it looks, it is we against them for the NLC. Olaji, let me start with you.
Yeah, it's a welcome development. In fact, 2023 is going to be quite interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And why do I say this? There's a whole of awareness that is going on now. We are just getting this idea that, look, you have to go and take your PVC. You have to go and do this, you have to go and do that. And Labour telling people to mobilizing for Obi. Well, this is not the first time we are hearing that, actually. It's always been like that. When the election is like that, when we have a candidate, in the Labour movement, we say, okay, they have to support their candidate. The issue is where have ever taken them. Yeah. You know, would this one be different from what we've ever experienced in the past? But that remains to be seen, because it's going to be a tool of the titans.
Absolutely.
The election of 2023. The APC contender is the hurricane today. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We also have a stalwart, a fighter, a dogged fighter in the person of Atiku Abubakar. And then we now have Obi coming in on the platform of the Labour Party. So it's going to be a major, major battle. And the awareness is there. People must go and collect their PVC. So Labour, let's see where it's going to get them.
All right, Adewale, it's finally looking like an NLC is standing up to some political responsibilities, as interesting as we have called it, because for a while now, they've been staying aloof.
Yeah.
How interesting is this for you?
Well, like Bolaji said, this is not the first time Labour has come out to support a particular candidate, either at the local level, at the national level. And this is not the first time that Labour has engaged the political process. In fact, I think in 1989, there was a conscious effort to form a Labour Party, which in a conference in Calabar, where you have Professor Escotoyo, Olaoni, and all of them. The Labour Congress was there. People like Adams Ochemole, the younger Labour, they were all there. But each time they made that attempt, nothing practically comes out of it. The best we have had was when we had a PRP, which is close to Labour, that was controlling Kano, Kaduna State, the Second Republic. Now that Labour has come up again, we should not forget that the Labour Party of today is not the Labour Party of yesteryears. The Labour Party of yesteryears was driven by radical ideology, Marxist-Leninist ideology. But you have a situation where what Labour calls the bourgeoisie has taken over the Labour movement. That's why we had a Labour Party in Ondo State, for instance. And now we are talking about Peter Obi. You ask yourself, is Peter Obi a product of the Labour movement in Nigeria? The fact is that he's not. There are about 44 affiliate unions in NLC. And I believe even when the president makes a statement, there is no tendency that all the 42 affiliates will automatically fall in line. And out of these 42 affiliates, you have 10 big, labor movements like Nupeng and all that. There is no guarantee that they will come out to say that, okay, we are going to support Peter Obi. Because as we have it today, Labour is polarized along political lines. So when they are making a statement that they want to support Obi, I think it's just a leadership statement. There are a lot of contradictions within the Labour movement. And in fact, some of them are also working for NCF, who are also pro-Labour. So
if you say this is a leadership statement, some persons would not agree with you because people are saying they are seeing some bit of seriousness with this statement.
Yeah, because I know a bit about the Nigerian Labour movement. I know that there are different tendencies. There are those that even don't believe that Obi is part of them. And they are very strong, And what you are going to, and of course, there are some Labour movements that are affiliated, with the state governments, like Norgay. The governor still has a lot of impact, a lot of influence on many of them. The TUC, the NLC, they are the big umbrella organizations. So when the leadership is talking, I'm not sure it has gone down, trickled down to all the affiliate members. unless there is a Congress where the affiliate members sign and say we are going to support a candidate. For now, we should just take it as a mere political statement from the NLC leadership.
All right, I agree with you a bit. But then, Bolaji, I wouldn't want us to water down this effort. Now, if you're really considering that, okay, NLC is coming out to push their support, push their weight behind Obi, and some people are believing this. Some people are saying, okay, let's see where this takes us. Is it too late? Because this is 7 months to the 2023 elections. Is it too late for the NLC and the Labour Party?
No, you see, in politics, just 1 hour makes a whole lot of difference. It's not too late. We still have a lot of time ahead of us. But like Wale said earlier, you see, it is really a leadership statement that, look, don't let's say we are not pushing for the candidate that is on our platform. Where it's like I said earlier, it's not the first time that Labour is coming to say, we are going to put our weight behind the candidate. Where has that taken Labour? What have they done with it over the years? Peter Obi, yes, is gaining popularity by the day. And Wale said something which is very significant, and that is Peter Obi wasn't thrown up by the Labour per se, you know, we know his antecedent, we know how it came up, But you see, the Labour party platform was just a platform for him to realize his ambition. And whether that ambition is going to be realized or not remains to be seen. Like I said earlier, those who is going to contest with are political titans, people that have seen it all in politics, knows everything about the political situation in the country, know where to go, what to do, So it's going to be a major battle. But like I said, today there's this growing awareness, serious growing awareness about the need for people to go and collect the PVC. I don't know whether that's going to make any difference or not, but that awareness is growing. It's still not enough because in your state, for example, when I was speaking with the resident commissioner at the time, he said you have about 700,000 uncollected PVC, and that's the same thing all over.
In Lagos, we have over 1 million.
Exactly, all over. I think across the nation is about 80-something million. That they, that 80-something million. Yeah, yes. Your state is 700,000, 80-something million. So you see, people still need to go and collect the PVC, and let's see whether it's going to make a difference. And I believe it will make a difference because it's always very difficult to manipulate the electoral process where when people come out en masse to vote. It's always very difficult.
All right. Because both of you have said this looks like a leadership statement, I want us to still talk about this. Okay. Remember in 2017, I think, Governor Wike accused the Labour Party, of the NLC rather, of allowing politicians infiltrate the Congress. Yeah. Because both of you have said this is a leadership statement, what is that level of commitment or dedication or seriousness that you think the NLC has to, as to what's good governance, or show Nigerians or people like us that, okay, indeed, we are serious this time?
Let me add that if the Nigerian Labour Congress can genuinely come up to say, look, we are pushing candidate forward, which is what we have seen, especially in Latin America, where the progressive young people in Chile and Bolivia, they are, coming up to say, look, we have this candidate and then we want to support it. The Nigerian Labour Congress should have membership of the range of about 5 million, and that is huge. But the fact of that, the character of Labour these days, how many rallies have we had in the past 15 years led by Labour? Successful rallies, huge rallies. The one about petroleum subsidy held by Pastor Bakar and all of them was organized by civil society, though Labour joined. But the one that's actually led by Labour. So in terms of public trust, what are they doing about fuel crisis, about inflation for the past 15, 20 years? So Labour has diminished in strength. I'm not blaming the leadership, I'm just talking about the reality. So in terms of being able to sham the masses, being able to give them instruction and they will obey, I don't think that strength, Labour strength, I would have wished it is there because we actually need Labour now. Now, when you are talking about social movements, Labour should be one of the greatest organizations that should be able to liberate, lead the struggle for liberation. But the kind of leadership we have today, they don't command the kind of respect that, to the extent that they can say, okay, come up and vote for a particular candidate, and then people will, listen to them. That's the unfortunate thing.
All right, Balaji, I would like you to react to that.
Yes, you see, when you look at the present situation, people are actually looking for an alternative. Look at the two major political parties we have, APC, PDP. People are looking for the third alternative. And And Labour, like it has been said by Wale there, should be playing that role. Unfortunately, Labour that we have today is not the Labour we had in those years. I could remember during the 1993 election, when that election was annulled by the military government, the role the Labour played, the country was brought to a standstill. I know what Pengassan did, what Nupeng did through Franco Kori. I think we were both in the Guardian those days.
All right, Balaji, please, can you hold your thoughts there? We have Sonny from Jos. Welcome to the program, Sonny. Please go ahead with your contribution.
Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. So you guys are doing a wonderful job. You see,
Thank you.
what I want to say is this. Whether labor is diminished or not, the youth, I just came back from Benue State. If you see what is happening there, you will be shocked. When people were saying labor doesn't have a structure and all of that, the places where I didn't even believe that anybody will be hearing of labor, things were going on there. You could see youth coming together, mobilizing themselves, contributing money. Here in Jos, in Plateau State, where I have, same thing is happening. In Kaduna, the same thing. So whether labor or no labor, I want to tell you people that Nigerian youth are woken up. You could see the people coming from different angles for PV.
All right, thank you very much, Sonny. Thank you. Please go ahead.
Yes, you see, I like the way this man spoke. And that's why I said earlier, there's growing awareness that people need to really take their feet to their hand by going around to collect the PVCs so that they can participate actively in this coming election. Okay. Well, you see, there's something people kept missing, and that is, they will keep on missing it. And that's especially people who have not really participated in the political affairs, or they have not really been in government, or seen the way politics is really, or election is really conducted in this country. I've been there, I've been in government in Oyo State, and I know how elections, people, the way they go about this election. You see, elections are not won by mere saying, okay, I want to be part of. No, you see, there are certain institutions that are very, very important that contribute majorly to either the success or failure of any political party in contesting any election. Look at the instance of some of the state governments. You discover that when they hold local government elections, you discover that most of it is either their party members that will win all the seats in those local governments. You see, it's because they have the institution, the state institution, electoral institution, and they have the other institution, which is the security forces behind them. When you now look at that at the larger level, it's the same thing. Once a political party has those institutions behind it, it's always very difficult for that political party to be defeated in an election. Except there's a massive movement on the part of people that, look, we are going to have a change. And they know that even if you try anything, it's going to lead to a lot of problems. That's when you see that the elections are won by the fact that people went to vote and they went to express themselves. But in most cases, it's not always like that in Nigeria. I'm so sorry, that's the way it is. You know.
All right, thank you.